What up, Nitro Nation? Okay, so we're watching Woogie Nitro. Shout out to my brother from another mother. Me and him have been through some shit, and we're cordial with each other. Put it that way. So anyway, this video is not a rant. It's not a Debbie Downer type thing. It's just I gotta set something straight because it troubles me when I see videos like this and other videos where people talk about nitro engines, but they're not, the information isn't correct. Okay, this engine, this Performa 7 port 0.21. I have one that a friend of mine has that he wants to sell to me. So I went through Lance Heidman, just like I always do. What I do, and I don't know why people don't do this, and I highly recommend this. Whenever you want to know anything about a nitro engine, you go through your engine builder, your modifier. I always go through Lance. I tell Lance, hey, what do you think about like I asked him, I said, what do you think about the B5? By the way, that's coming up. The B5 Nova, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag right now. That B5 Nova is not made in Italy. It's made in China. And this is coming from Lance, engineer, designer, modifier, highly recommended by Pico and the Pico company. He worked for them for 4 years almost. He even told me, he says, I guarantee you, because I've seen them, he goes, those B5 Novas, they're not made in Italy. So I don't know what's going on there. I have one ordered, and that's funny because I have one ordered. You know where it's coming from? It's coming from China. So I'm telling you guys this up front. So anyway, he already called it. I believe him. Lance has never lied to me. I trust him. When it comes to nitro engines, I trust Lance with everything because he's modified close to 40 engines for me, and I've never had an issue, never had a problem. Everything he says, he's always delivered. So I'm not going to say I have the most modified engines from him, but he knows me. When I send out my engines, I'm sending them 5, 10, or more at a time. So at least I can say that. The Muggy Maniac can say that without a shadow of a doubt. I have more modified engines in my possession and my arsenal than anybody that I know or have ever seen on YouTube. And until you can prove me wrong, and I guarantee you can't, pull up the videos, pull up somebody that's got over 40 modified engines. I do. Fact. Okay? So am I saying, oh, I'm like the baddest? No, I'm not. Nothing to do with it. I asked him about this Performa. He said the carburetor is really, really picky, so I'm going to let you know that. And I have, like I said, I can get one still. I think it's a clean engine. It's nice. It's supposedly Italian. I don't know. You can't trust anybody anymore. But I talked to Tim at Absolute Hobbies, and I can get a deal on it. DLC coated crank, like Woogie's showing. I mean, it's a really, really nice looking engine. But just because it looks all like that doesn't mean anything. So anyway, I asked Lance about it. He just said, it's not gonna blow your socks off. I mean, because he knows. I've got .21s coming out my rear end. Badass. Reds. Novas. I've got, .23, .25, .28, .30, .32. There isn't very many engines that I can get that are going to blow me away. Now, the Bonita is on the way to Lance, and just so you guys know, and the Pico Boost .21. So those are my next two modded engines. I was going to wait and try to find another couple engines and just send them like 4 or 5 like I usually do. But I'm just like, you know what? I've got, my .23. I mean, not my .23, but I've got the R5R Team Edition with the red head. I've got my Pico, my other Pico, P5, P1 or whatever it is, team. I've got that one, that I need to get going. I've got my 0.28 LRP that I haven't even fired up since it's been modded. And I've also got my... What's the other one I got? 0.30. I haven't put on video yet. I have it. Thing's a freaking beast. And then I have my Triton 3-port P3 Evo that he turned it from race mod into drag mod. So I've got like 4 or 5 engines I think still I need to rip, but that's coming up. I've got a 5th scale, 2 5th scale engines coming. I got another 5th scale platform. I've got 2 more 8 scales nitros. I've got a lot of stuff coming, so stay tuned to the Muggy channel. We're going to be busy this year. 23 is going to be pretty packed. But anyway, so yeah, to get back to what I was talking about, always go by what the engine builder says. There's 2 people that are significant to me. Lance Heidman, RCR Renew. He's got over 30 years experience, has every nitro engine pass through his hands at one time or another. So when engines come out, he knows what he's talking about. He knows about this performant engine. And am I saying it's a bad engine? No, I'm not saying that. It just, the carburetor, he told me, I asked him about it, he said the carburetor's finicky, and he goes, you know, I mean, as much as you pay for it, it's not going to blow your socks off. You know, it's basically a Pico-based engine. And, you know, he just told me, he says, you know, he goes, you know, if you want to buy the engine, that's fine. He goes, I can modify it. It's not going to blow your socks off. But anyway, like I always go by, I don't go off what people say on YouTube. What people say on YouTube and people say on social media, I take with a grain of salt. I learned that a long time ago. Why anybody would listen to what somebody says on YouTube compared to what the engine modifier says? If I want to know anything about a nitro engine, I just call Lance. I said, hey, Lance, what do you think about this engine? Hey, Lance, what do you think about this engine? Hey, Lance, what do you think about this? And he tells me, and that's what I go by. I don't go by anything anybody says off of here. And am I saying that these people don't know what they're talking about? No. Same thing with my 5th scale. Whatever Dan, whatever Sean tells me, and whatever Mike Taylor tells me as far as 5th scales, that's what I go by. And that's what you should go by if you're smart. You got any brains in your head, don't listen to what these people tell you on YouTube. Go by what the engine modifier says, or the engine builder or engineer or whatever. That's what I do. You know? Because, I mean, this sounds good. You know? This and this and that. And I just don't go by this. And am I saying that Woogie doesn't know what he's talking about? Am I saying that other guys don't know what they're talking about? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying by take what they say with a grain of salt. That's the smart thing to do. Like I said, if I got any questions, if you guys need the number, let me know. I got Lance's number. I call Lance, or I call Dan at OBR, Dan or Sean, and they tell me what's what, and, you know, I go by what they say. I don't go by what anybody says on YouTube, because a lot of times it could be misleading. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we got the works. We already ran that. You seen that thing was nasty. I love this Serpent. I highly recommend. I'm not sure, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I'm thinking I want the Serpent Truggy. It's between the Serpent, the Kyosho, and the Mugen, and the Techno. It's between those 4 Truggies that I'm going to get. So I'm getting another Truggy, getting another Buggy. We've got more nitro engines coming, so stay tuned. And, yeah, we're going to be very busy this year, so. All right, yeah, so like I said, that carburetor on that Performance is very, very, from what Lance told me, is very picky. It's very finicky. So, we'll see what happens when he runs it. Like I said, I've got like, 9 or 10 platforms, and I got 2 more nitro platforms on the way. So, all right, people, that's all the Muggy's got. Peace! Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What's that right there? What's that? Oh, snaps. That's the next engine's coming. They're getting a couple more reds. I'm going to tell you guys that for sure. All right, Muggy's out. Peace.